into the Court Boys Radio Show, where hip-hop meets conspiracy.
Court Boys, sucker.
Hey, Marie, how's it going? Hey, how's everybody doing?
Like and follow the Court Boys Radio Show on Facebook.
Yeah, let's get started, man. Rearranging my drops here.
You're listening to the Court Boys Radio Show.
All right. Hopefully you can hear that. I think we're good. How's everybody doing? So yeah, what's going on? Biden-Harris. I was going to put that in the title, but I didn't want to confuse people. Biden, you know, Kanye. What do they come up with the names? Kim Ye and all that stuff. Barris, Biden-Harris. Anyway. So the Biden camp, okay, Biden and Harris announced exclusive policy documents specifically for Indian Americans. Okay, not to get confused. Well, Indian Americans, people from India, come here from India. Okay, so yeah, very interesting. Shout out to TD Hip Hop Media on YouTube. Okay, we're gonna play his because yes, he did a very good piece about this, and I'm gonna share that with y'all. Okay, so we're gonna get into it right now. Just pull up Facebook on my phone just to make sure the sound is good. And get right into it. All right. All right, my bad, y'all. Okay. Sounds good as far as I can tell. All right, so let's pull up, let's turn the music down. Let's pull up this video. Let's go over to YouTube and get with, like I said, TD Hip Hop Media. I'm gonna put it on the screen here, so y'all. So yeah, TD Hip Hop Media on YouTube. All right. If you're on YouTube, you should subscribe to him. All right. He does great quality content. All right, addressing again, holding these people, accountable. Okay, that's why. That's what I like about his content. Holding these people accountable, okay? Nothing but the facts here. When it comes to politics, I don't. We talk about what we talk about, what's relevant. But I like to stick with, the facts as much as possible. Now, a lot of people, again, in their feelings about certain stuff. All right, but just look at the facts and make an informed decision on what these people are doing, what they're telling you versus what they're actually doing, right? So yeah. Let me pop this in. All right, this is TD Hip Hop Media. This is his channel on YouTube. Let me make this bigger. All right. Actually, hold up. Show y'all again. All right. So TD Hip Hop Media right there. You should be following this guy, okay? This young man, he does, again, an outstanding job, okay? On keeping you informed. Because, again, there's a lot of information out there. A lot of shenanigans going on. And independent content creators like this make it that much easier for us to keep up. That's just my opinion. So TD Hip Hop Media, okay, on YouTube. Check him out. Now let's get into it. Joe Biden and Kamala announced Indian American agenda while denying black voters a black agenda, okay? Very simple, straightforward. For those who haven't seen, Kamala was asked specifically, just like all these other, it's like everybody else is asking, Joe Biden, what's his face? Charlemagne, what are you going to do for the black community? Any plan, any agenda, yada, yada. And they have nothing, right? They have nothing concrete, nothing substance, tangible, which is what he says. I like, yes, the way he uses tangibles. No tangibles. They offer you nothing. And Kamala Harris even went as far as saying, I'm not doing anything specific for black people because what's good for black people is good for everybody, which is the same old, right? Black folks get lumped in. We don't need nothing specific. We taking care of y'all, but the LGBT and in this case Indian Americans and and any of these other groups, they get specific policy, specific agendas, catering to them. But when it comes to black folks, they basically tell you to get out their face, right, without actually saying it. But they pretty much coming pretty close to saying it by what they're doing. So, without further ado, let's play this video because he does a better job of breaking it down and explaining it than I do. All right. Let's get into it, people.
This is the first time that a Democratic presidential candidate has come out with an exclusive policy. I'm going to repeat it again. This is the first time that a Democratic presidential candidate has come out with an exclusive policy document for Indian Americans. Now, you have been here on this soil since 1619. And from 1619 to here you are in 2020, you can't get an exclusive policy document for black Americans.
Yes.
What I've come to realize recently is that when I say no tangibles, no vote, or no black agenda, no vote, a lot of people still don't really know and understand what I mean by that. So what I want to do is take this moment to play a clip for you of the Prime Minister of Canada as he introduces the launch of the first ever Black Entrepreneurship Program, which is a program that is going to be investing $221 million into Black entrepreneurship in Canada. This right here is what tangibles and a Black agenda looks and sounds like.
This morning.
All right. So yes. So what makes this even more interesting is that since we can remember, okay, every time it's brought up, every time the conversation, you talk about reparations, anything, but specifically reparations, it's like, no, we can't do that. That's not possible. Whatever excuses they give, So it's very interesting. Just like healthcare, Canada figured out a way, okay, to make healthcare accessible to everybody. And here we go. Now, here they go. Actually doing something to help benefit black people in their country with this entrepreneurship legislation, where they're actually putting money, okay, putting money aside and investing in black entrepreneurship in Canada. Interesting.
I can announce that the Government of Canada, in partnership with Canadian banks, is investing nearly $221 million to launch Canada's first ever Black Entrepreneurship Program.
Only problem I have with this is, again, the people in the background with the masks. Okay. But hey, you can't have everything the way you want it, can you?
The Government of Canada's share will be nearly $93 million over 4 years as part of this program. The Black Entrepreneurship Program will help thousands of Black business owners through our economic recovery and into the months and years ahead. I'd like to take a moment to thank our partners for working with us to address an issue Black Canadians have faced for far too long. The Black Entrepreneurship Program will include funding to support 3 new initiatives: a national ecosystem fund, a Black Entrepreneurship Loan Fund, and a Black Entrepreneurship Knowledge Hub. Let me start with the National Ecosystem Fund. Black business owners and entrepreneurs often have a hard time getting the right tools and mentorship to succeed. With this new National Ecosystem Fund, Black entrepreneurs will have access to financial planning services and business training they need for the months and years to come. Black entrepreneurs also continue to face systemic barriers when it comes to accessing loans from financial institutions. That's what the second part of our program, the Black Entrepreneurship Loan Fund, will tackle. With this new fund, Black businesses will be eligible for loans of up to $250,000. And that brings me to the third part of this program, the creation of a new Black Entrepreneurship Knowledge Hub. To build back better, we need the best data possible to ensure future funding is more efficient. This hub will identify the barriers standing in the way of Black entrepreneurs and highlight opportunities for future growth. To get the right input from communities, the hub will be run by Black-led business organizations in partnership with universities and colleges. Moving forward, Statistics Canada will continue to collect disaggregated data to better understand the needs of Black entrepreneurs.
Now, if you listen carefully, you will have noticed that the Prime Minister of Canada did not make any mention of people of color, minorities, or marginalized groups. He addressed the Black citizens of Canada directly, which is something that you will never see the Democrats do here in America.
Right. So, yes. And so, yeah. Agree with him 100%. You know why? Because because it's true. Why is that? How come the Democrats, okay, Black people, if that's supposed to be the party we're supposed to be, voting for, that's who they keep, they keep telling us. How come, all this time, all these years, not once has anybody in the Democratic Party, if you're going to play that game, again, addressed, anything specific like that. Okay? It's very simple what they just did there in Canada. Never heard anything like that here. I watched it, I was like, hey, he's right. They've never done that. Why? It's a good question to ask yourself. Well, we know why. Okay? At least I do. They don't want to. Okay? They choose not to do it. Okay? That's it. It's been so long. And the reason why they don't do it is because they don't want to, obviously. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Let's keep going.
Because if you leave it up to the Democratic Party, who's supposed to be on your side, they can't do anything that is specifically for Black Americans because that would be a little too divisive. They make it seem as if they do something that's specifically going to benefit you, then there will be no way possible for them to enact any of their other policies that they want to get off the ground. So what they continue to do is push these programs for people of color, minority, and marginalized groups on you that are supposed to disproportionately benefit Black Americans, yet they never actually do. And it's not just the fact that they don't disproportionately benefit Black Americans, they just don't benefit you at all. And at this point in time, there is a 50-plus year track record that shows this, yet you continue to vote for the Democrats faithfully without receiving anything in return, thinking you're going to get a different result. Now, what's even more wicked about the Democratic Party is that not only will they deny you tangibles in a Black agenda, but they will deny you these things while providing tangibles and an agenda to other groups. The Democratic Party consistently makes it a point to prioritize other groups over you. They will provide other groups with tangibles and an agenda for them that you cannot access because you're not in that group. You just have to stick your hand in the community pot, and whatever you get is what you get. Now, in comes this article from the Financial Express titled, Biden Promises to Reform H-1B Visa System, Eliminate Country Quota for Green Cards. Now, please hear me clearly. The Democrats have tangibles and an agenda for people who are not even in the country yet. Yet here you are making a compelling ironclad argument for reparations in a Black agenda with literally decades, if not centuries, of well-documented history alongside with data and statistics. And you can't get anything that's specifically for you. Really let that sit on your mind and then ask yourself, why are you voting Democrat? I'm not telling you to vote Republican because they don't have anything for you either. But you hold your vote in order to make it clear that if you do not have tangibles and a Black agenda for Black America, then you will not get the vote. And you can figure everything else out on your own. And many people will reply back to you, well, if you don't vote, then you don't have the right to complain. Well, let me explain something to you. Black folks have been voting for the Democratic Party loyally for 50 plus years now. You've been voting loyally and complaining simultaneously, and it hasn't gotten you anywhere yet. So how about you Democrats and white liberals that like to spew that nonsense, take this middle finger and you figure it out for yourself. You figure out how you're going to get rid of Trump. Really let this sit on your mind also as well, because I'm kind of going on a rant right now, but that's okay. The Democratic Party would rather lose this election than give you tangibles. They would rather lose this election and every other election thereafter than give you a Black agenda. Really let that sit on your mind. That is astonishing how much the Democratic Party despises Black Americans. Yet they will pretend to be your friend just to get your vote and to do nothing for you in return. Now let's get into this article. If voted to power in the November general elections, a Biden administration will reform the H-1B visa system and work towards eliminating the country quota for green cards, his campaign said on Saturday, in a move to woo the influential Indian American community. The H-1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows U.S. companies to employ foreign workers in specialty occupations that require theoretical or technical expertise.
So, let me pause it right there. And the funny part is, and they say it, again, they come out and they're, and they tell you, like you were saying, Black folks have been asking for some kind of, something like this, address some issues specifically, okay, that we need to deal with, we need to work on. And you get nothing, but you get, again, it's like, no, we can't do that because that's not fair. Like he said, and they make it sound like, they just can't do that. So they do these other things. And again, lump Black people in with these other groups and minorities. But I just wanted to point out the part here. In the article where it specifically says, again, so it's not that you can't do it, because right here they're doing it, except they're doing it for Indian Americans. Okay, work towards eliminating country quota for green cards, blah blah blah, in a move to woo the influential Indian American community. So what does that mean? Yes, we want to do this for y'all to, so you'll, to get you, over to our side. We're going to do something nice for y'all. We're going to make this, We're going to make this gesture. And, you know, they say it right there, black and white, in a move to woo the influential Indian American community. But they, you know, like he says, you know, when it comes to, you know, black Americans, they act like they can't do this. They can't do anything like this, you know, to address something specifically for black Americans. Like that's not right. Again, they act like, you know, it's yeah, we can't do that. That's not fair. That's not right. That'll cause, you know, too much trouble. That'll be like, you know, we're favoritism, you know, whatever. They try to make you feel bad, you know, like we can't do that for y'all, you know, but here they are doing it for these people. Very interesting.
Companies depend on it to hire tens of thousands of employees each year from countries like India and China. Now, before I read the next paragraph, I want to clarify that a little bit, because companies do not just use that to fill the gaps where they might be lacking in talent as it pertains to the tech industry, right? Because this is pretty much mainly where these H-1B visas are applied to. They're applied to the world of tech. They don't just use that to fill in the gaps where they're lacking for talent. They also use the people that come in on these H-1B visas to undercut U.S. citizens as a whole. These companies will bring these people in on H-1B visas, fire the U.S. citizens that they have on staff that they're paying X amount of dollars to, just to bring these people in and pay them less than what they would pay American citizens. Now let's carry on to...
All right, yeah, and he makes a good point there, which that part of it is true also. Okay, so don't let them fool you. Like that part of it is true. Okay, is that the case 100% of the time? No, of course not. But don't get it twisted. They're bringing these people in on these visas and they're paying them less. Okay, and yeah, what does that mean for people? Yeah, for you and me, you know, we're in that space. I'm not specifically in that tech space. I kind of am, but not like that. But I work. You know, I've done contract work for companies that do this. Okay, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's keep going.
To the next paragraph. In a major policy document for Indian Americans released on the occasion of India's 74th Independence Day, the Biden campaign also emphasized its support to family-based immigration system and streamlining processing for religious worker visas. The administration will also take steps to stem the rising tide of hate and bigotry, address the security needs of house of worship, eliminate language barriers, and honor the diversity and contribution of Indian Americans, it said. And here's the icing on the cake right here, brothers and sisters. This is the first time that a Democratic presidential candidate has come out with an exclusive policy. I'm going to repeat it again. This is the first time that a Democratic presidential candidate has come out with an exclusive policy document for Indian Americans. Now, you have been here on this soil since 1619. And from 1619 to here you are in 2020, you can't get an exclusive policy document for Black Americans. Yet here is your Democratic Party, because these are the folks that you vote for consistently without batting an eye. Here they are providing Indian Americans with an exclusive policy document when they just got here.
Exclusive.
They just showed up yesterday. Yet you've been here literally for 400 years, and the Democratic Party continues to give you the middle finger and their behinds to kiss.
And again, he makes a good point. Okay, I agree with him on that. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments. All right, but I 100% agree with him. Here we, again, why do they keep doing these things? Are they trying to piss you off? It doesn't piss me off because I'm not, but if I was a Democrat, right? If I was, like some people, again, very passionate about, yes, we got to change it. We got to vote. We got to vote. We got to vote. If I was that, if I felt that way, and, and to see this, what they're doing here, And like you said, been here for 400 years. Nothing specific. You know what we have gotten? We've gotten the 1994 crime bill. You know what black people specifically got? And, you know, that's... but that affected, okay, keep it 100, that affected black folks negatively. All right. The 1994 crime bill, which Joe Biden, okay, was a big part of. All right. Clinton passed it. But Joe Biden, you know, he'll tell you to this day, he don't feel, who voted for that? John Lewis just passed away. You know, and John Lewis came out years later and said he was ashamed for voting for that. So again, as far as black people are concerned, he said, you know what, in an interview, I don't have it in front of us, but he did say he was ashamed. He wished he hadn't voted for that crime bill. Okay. All right. The Tuskegee experiment. What if black? That's what I mean. Look back, y'all, because that's what I did. I said he's got a point. What if you know what have these people, these politicians done specifically positive, you know, anything positive? And no, all I can see is a bunch of negative stuff that we've gotten specifically from these people. But nothing along the lines of, you know, this visa program that's going to address, you know, whatever, and basically going to make it, you know, easier, no quotas, so, you know, everybody can come, and hey, look, whatever. But here, right here, let me hang on. Let's keep going.
Party continues to give you the middle finger and their behinds to kiss.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure how long this video is right now. It might be really short. I'm not sure yet as I'm recording, but I'm just going to end it here because that's really all that needs to be said. There's not much more to really talk about at this point. You start talking about reparations, tangibles, and a black agenda, and the Democratic Party looks at you like you've lost your mind. Yet this same party has exclusive policy documents for Indian Americans. And they also have exclusive policy documents for the LGBTQ community. They have exclusive policy documents for women, and they have exclusive policy documents for immigrants. They have exclusive policy documents for Native Americans. They have exclusive policy documents for Jews. But when it comes to black Americans, they have nothing for you but the middle finger and their behinds to kiss. So I'm going to leave it at that because, like I said, there really isn't anything for me to say at this moment. So with all that being said, no tangibles, no vote. No reparations, no vote. No black agenda, no vote. There is nothing to vote for if there are no tangibles on the table. Once again, and I always make myself clear when I say this, as it pertains to local politics, that is important. That is important. Don't mess around and not vote completely, and they're passing all these propositions and measures that all of a sudden has made pedophilia legal. They're passing all these propositions and measures that have your child coming home from school a little confused, if you know what I mean. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. And let's not act like that's not what's happening out here.
Right. So again, agree with him 100% on that. We talk about that on the show. My man, Albie Fuller. That's what he always says. Okay, vote locally, and that's true. And I 100% on these propositions and stuff that are passing in your local, in your local area. They slip a lot, again, so you got to be aware of what's going on because, a lot of it has to do with school, schooling. Like you said, these laws, right? California just passed some crazy law having to do with if you're 20, something about 14 years, it's legal. Okay? 14 years old and a 20-something. Look that up, all right? But this is what they're doing, all right? So, yes, be aware as locally, and do what you can, all right? And be aware of the local, laws and stuff that, that they're introducing, all right? We, again, agree with him 100% on that.
Here. So you show up for the local stuff. You show up for that. But on the national level, when you're talking about Biden versus Trump, both of them can kick rocks, and anybody who feels different, you can kick rocks as well, because most likely you're an anti-black racist that's hiding behind a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. Kick rocks. And with all that being said, I'm your boy Tony Delarmy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be in the description below as well as pinned in the comment section. Make sure you text TD Hip Hop to number 33222. That's TD Hip Hop to number 33222 so you can get a direct text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as a protection plan for myself in case YouTube ever gives my channel the axe. I will be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And lastly, but certainly not least, for those of you who have been subscribed to this channel for quite some time now and have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support to me is through Patreon. For only $5 a month, that helps put me in position to be able to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is to grow independent of YouTube, not big on YouTube. Until the next video, peace.
All right. So yeah, that's TD Hip Hop Media. I want to let it all play because yes. And another thing we rock with them 100% on is yes. You know, the goal is to get independent and get off these other platforms. You know, ain't nobody trying to be big on YouTube. We 100% on the same page there as well. We ain't trying to build no huge YouTube audience. As far as getting, you know, monetizing it. Because all they do, you know, if you do build it up, and then they just take it from you, okay, when you do something they don't like, right? Or say something that you don't like. And talking about these topics, you know, again, is not what's hot in the streets right now on these platforms, being honest, okay? So, yeah, shout out to TD Hip Hop Media, all right, on YouTube. So, yes, go and subscribe. Hey, what's up? Yeah, my man Chris, Bobby Sweater's in the building. Checking in from NY. Who you voting for? I don't know. What are you, Trump? Anti-Trump? No, you're Trump, right? You're for Trump, pro-Trump. So this whole thing, it ain't about, you know, but again, yeah, so that's very interesting. Okay, Biden-Harris camp rolls out exclusives. Where? Oh, man, hold up. Where are my drops, man? I got it. I got a drop for that. What's wrong with music? They've got it exclusive. All right. Policy document. That's exactly what they call it. Exclusive policy document for the Indian American community. And nothing for your black ass. All right. That's basically what it comes down to. Okay? So, yeah. You should be feeling some type of way. If you're a lifelong, you know, Democrat. And yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't. You can't still be. I guess you can. I don't know, because people have been doing it. But how could you still be, you know, for Biden-Harris just because it's not Trump? That's what I mean. Like he said, everybody can kick rocks, you know. That's what I mean. If I was a, you know, lifelong Democrat, and there's nothing I can, you know. No, I'm not picking the garbage on either side. That's just my opinion. Where are my drops, man? I don't shoot. Hold up, let me see something. Looking for the exclusive. But that's funny. KBRS, let me see. Here we go. Here's my exclusive drop. So what do y'all think about that? Nothing? Chris, my man Chris, checking in on Facebook. Man, you always send me them Trump memes and all that stuff. You ain't got nothing? No comment?
CourtBoysRadio.com. Exclusive. It ain't going platinum.
That's the one.
CourtBoysRadio.com. Exclusive. It ain't going platinum. It's going double uranium, son.
Biden and Harris got that exclusive policy document addressing some, helping out Indian Americans, okay, coming over here on work visas. Again, it's all good. I ain't mad at you for that. I ain't mad at you for anything. But again, like he was saying, this is BS. It's BS, man. Got to start holding these people accountable. So yeah. Leave your thoughts, okay, in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll say this. I will say this. Like I was saying. Shoot. I thought I had. Good Lord, man. Let me get my titles in here and nothing. Chris say, you voting for Dudley? Dudley do right. Yeah, that's what I say, man. I'm just gonna write. Yes, I'm gonna write in my vote for somebody else. But look, and again, here's what black people have gotten from specifically, and as I said, nothing positive. When it comes to Biden, what have we gotten from Biden? Policy, again, crime bill, 1994 crime bill. I was watching, some of the, the archive footage from that, where they were going through it, and he said, we've done everything but throw people in jail for jaywalking in this. And he's holding up, the bill. He's like, look, we put people in jail for everything but jaywalking, And that's what I'm saying. Look it up, man. Look it up, y'all. I didn't, again, I guess we can go over that. But again, I don't know. What's the point? Y'all forgot? I didn't forget, that's what he did specifically. Okay. And he is not, he stands by that crime bill. All right. You know what? I do have. Hold up, y'all. I do have the Wikipedia up because I did want to reference it. Let's see. So all right. So the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act. All right, but this is the one. Again, this is the one. All right. And let's just go over some, key points here. All right. It was the largest crime bill in the history of the United States and consisted of 356 pages. That's it. They did all that in a all they had. It was only 356 pages long. That's amazing. But yeah, 100,000 new police officers. 9.7 billion. Now this is back in '94. 9.7 billion in prison funding. 6.1 billion for prevention programs. Okay, yeah, and I'm interested to see about and you know how they do that. You know what that means, like prevention program. Anyway, almost 9.7, almost 10 billion for prisons. This is where it all, this is where it all started. Like the big, the big bang. And yeah. And so I'm looking where is they added like 66 new crimes that qualify for the death penalty as well. The only good thing that they had here was this. requiring states to establish the sex offender registries. That's it. Everything else in here, again, 9.7 billion for the prisons. But yeah, I'm just looking. Hang on, I'm looking for get tough, yada yada. But let me see. Okay, here we go. So Senator Joe Biden drafted. So this was his bill, okay? Because again, if you go look it up. And yes, he's very, he was very adamant, He thought he did a good job. He thought he did a good job on that. And yes, he did. If the job, is to incarcerate as many people as you can, then yes, they did a great job on that. All right. So again, if you missed it, if you're just joining us, all right, Canada. So the interesting. All right. So the things to take away from that. Okay, if Canada can come up with, a comprehensive, specific policy for black entrepreneurship in their country, then why, again, the question is why, or why aren't we seeing anything like that here? Why aren't these people at least trying? And again, I know the answers because they don't want to. Okay, that's my opinion. What do you guys think? All right, leave your thoughts in the comments section. We had a good night. If you missed it last night, Digging in the Crates, man, live. All right. What time is it? It's already after 6. So I think I don't know if I do. I got to do it before it gets too late. I think we're going to do it tonight. So join us for that. All right, Digging in the Crates, man. So just make sure subscribe and follow us, and make sure you're getting notifications when we go live. All right. For Facebook people, you won't be able to get the music, but you'll have to, the links will be in the description. All right. So YouTube, actually, you can catch it on YouTube as well. So if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, do that. All right. And again, subscribe for notifications on YouTube when we go live. And shout out to everybody else. My cousin Marie Beasley checking in on what is that? D Live, yes. And then what's up? All right, Derek Jones checking in from Vegas. So yeah, that's it, y'all. All right. Like and share this. All right. Make sure you're subscribed to notifications. And we'll see you in the next video. Probably going to do some more Digging in the Crates. All right. Some music a little later. All right. That's it for now. It's your man Pearly Q in the building. People walking around outside. Who is that? We'll see y'all in the next video.